Taoist story, and yet as soon as I start to tell it, many of you will say, I know that story, I know just what's going to happen. So it's a wonderful story, and I hope, after I finish it, you might have some comments that you want to make about it. It's in all the cultures in the world, almost, but this is a Taoist rendition. So I have to take off my glasses because now I have to go inside, excuse me. Outside for Anderson, inside for the Taoist stories. There was a man, gentle, humble, simple, a farmer. His wife died. He continued to be simple, gentle, humble. He lived with his son. They lived together happily. And one day, their horse disappeared. Oh, said the neighbors who came over. What terrible misfortune. Your horse is the way that you move. Terrible. We're so sorry, they said to him. What the future brings, we don't know. And he smiled to their surprise. Well, a few months later, the mare returned with a magnificent wild stallion at her side. And the neighbors came crowding around to see this magnificent horse, and they said, congratulations, you're a wealthy man. Oh, your fortune is made. And he said to them, who knows what the fortune or the future will bring? Oh, they said. He warned his son not to go on the stallion until the stallion had become tame. But his son was young and eager and lusty, and he jumped on the stallion and went riding, and 100 meters the stallion threw off the son, and the son broke his leg. It took a long time. It healed, but he could never walk without limping. Oh, dear, dear, dear. And now the neighbors came in hordes. They said, you're really in a mess now. You have one child. Who is going to take care of you in your old age? Poor man, poor man. And the gentle, humble man said, who knows what the future will bring? I don't know if I told you, he lived on the border from China and the other countries. And sure enough, the tribes across the border were preparing for war. So the Han soldiers came in to his town and conscripted every young man and took them away. There was a huge, great battle. Almost every young man in the village was killed, and the few who came back were harmed for the rest of their lives. But they didn't take this young man, the farmer's son, because he'd broken his leg and he would be useless in a battle. The farmer said, who knows what the future will bring? He said this often, for his son took care of him, and they lived happily until he died.